Kia ora, and this video is going to show you how to create a digital escape room using a whole host of Google apps and Google tools, and you can do it pretty quickly, and it's a great thing for kids to have a go at creating for other students to do in your school. What we've done here is we've used a Google site, just a single page, and it allows, the great thing about Google Sites is it allows you to create really interactive features. You can put your own maps in with your own areas and your own clues and things to pop up. You can put in images and graphics. You can embed videos and then pose questions and puzzles about contents of videos. You can put in graphical images, and you can even embed slideshows. And this slideshow is a one that I've created that cleverly doesn't allow you to click anywhere apart from a particular number, and you have to remember which code order that is. I'll show you how to do that in a second. But you can do all sorts of things. So you can embed slides, you can embed images, videos, and interactive maps and all sorts of things. So it's pretty versatile. And then to make it a kind of escape room type format, at the end you can then embed a very simple Google form where they can put their name in or the team name, and then you can set it so that it only accepts the correct answers and the correct codes before they submit. And of course, once they submit, as the designer of this, you'll receive their correct answers and a timestamp for when they successfully escaped, as it were. To do this, what I then, just to show you, I used there's the Google form. You may be familiar with that. I'll show you that in a second. But here I started with a Google site. And under a Google site, it pretty much behaves like a Google Doc or a normal Google file. But it allows you to create this page with interactive features. So you can just click below, you can put your title in, and by adding a layout like this one here, you can add all sorts of things, including a map or calendar, Google, YouTube and things. So that's how you just add the features. Further down here, I can click underneath that. I can add my form down here, and it will just ask me for which form I've made to receive the questions. Okay, and it will put it underneath. So putting things into the Google site is pretty quick and easy. Just to give you a demo for those who haven't seen it, if I go back to my thing and I want to create my special personal map, I can go to Google My Maps, and so this is kind of my own copy of Google Earth, and it will load up, and it allows you to zoom in anywhere around the world and sort of create your own kind of features and your own questions and your own clues and advice for your escape room. So I can draw obviously routes on roads and paths automatically, which is nice and clever, or I can just highlight particular areas and draw shapes and label them with certain names and things like that. So, and give certain clues if they click on certain things or something. And I can put pins in for specific areas and specific points, and again label those. So you can put map clues in and do all sorts of things with maps. And then once you've got your map, you can name your map at the top here. Escape map, and then that becomes the map that you can embed into your Google site here. Okay, so when I add my map, it will just ask me which map I want to create, and I can go to My Maps, and the escape map will be there to add, and it's an interactive map. So that's adding features there. So that's the map. On my Google form here, you can put the team name, or you can make it a required field to make sure they get their name in. But with the other codes and the other answers to the puzzles that you're setting, you just have to use this validation option to say that I want to validate their response, and you can choose what their answer must be, whether it's less than or equal to something. If it's words, it can be an exact word or anything. And then you can give them the little message you want to give them when they get it wrong and put in your correct answer. So that validation allows you to do that, and that can go at the bottom of your your escape room, so they have to get all the answers correct. One little feature I was going to show you, a little clever thing I did with these slides, was if you wanted something like a code, you can do this where I've put a black shape in the back here and it links to the same slide. So unlike slides now, when they click the slide, it's not going to go on to the next one. That's because I only want one of these shapes to go to the next slide. So all these shapes are linked by right-clicking and linking, and that way it controls the order of the numbers. And then so when they run this slideshow, which I've embedded in the Google site, there's a certain code order that they have to click and remember that order of numbers. And I've done a start again, which links back to the first slide. So that's how that. So simple little linking between the slides, and it creates a little puzzle in your Google, like so. So there's all sorts of things you can do. You can create your own sort of puzzles using different Google apps, but the key thing here is that you just embed them into one page, put the Google form at the bottom, and hey presto, you have an escape room that only validates certain answers. So I hope that sort of helps. Again, you're just using an array of Google apps, and it's a good opportunity for you to try out some of these other ones that many teachers and many people around the world don't use as much. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope you enjoy creating your Google escape rooms. Thank you very much. Kia ora.